Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking on making your mind up and sticking with it. Obviously very important when it comes to manifesting, so that's what we're doing today. Stick around. My name's Hedley Derenzie. I'm a qualified life coach, author, and I'm super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our life. So if you want to change any part of your life, then you have to start by changing the story. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories. And that's where these teachings can really help. And that is why I am here. I want to help you to tell much better stories so that you can experience a much better reality. If you would like to work with me, I have a number of coaching options. You can find all of those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. All right, let's get into it. Okay, today we are talking on making your mind up and then sticking to it. And why are we talking about this? Well, because so many of us, myself included, especially in this day and age with so much going on and so many options and so many distractions, that it's quite common we to and fro between what we want. What that does is that creates mixed messages in consciousness, and then what that does is that creates mixed messages in reality. And why does that happen? Because consciousness is the only reality, meaning consciousness is the one that causes reality to get pushed out and reflected back in the physical experience that we have on a day-to-day basis. That is the way this game works. So whatever you're doing in consciousness will get pushed out and reflected back, even that toing and froing. And the way that that can get reflected back is in a number of different ways. You might have experienced hot and cold behavior with your specific person. I'm not quite sure about this. And then that gets reflected back. And then something happens where they exhibit cold behavior and suddenly you're like, oh no, wait, I really like you, come back. And then you're like certain again. And then they come back and then you're like, I'm not sure. And then they go, and hey, you are in a cycle of hot and cold and toing and froing and up and down and all around, and nothing really actually happens. Well, it does happen, but it doesn't stick around because we are not certain in consciousness. So part of the deal with what you're doing in consciousness is being certain about what you want. It's okay to take time to figure out exactly what it is that you want to experience and really get clear. And that's where writing and journaling and like creating the story on the page can really help. When you're just up in your mind thinking it through and going through the pros and the cons of something, it can get a bit like, you can get a bit stuck in that, like, oh, well, there's this and this and this that works out in that favor, but in not really that, you know, that pro and con kind of thing. We do it a lot. We're constantly judging the physical world. Our survival was based on this judging of what is happening in our external world in order to survive. However, that doesn't help with our manifesting, because what that does is that creates a lot of like unsureness and uncertainty and a bit of this and a bit of that. So you might have something come in and then it goes back out again. I'm sure we've all experienced that in some degree in various areas of our lives where we're just not sure. Reality just has to reflect that back. Whatever you're doing in consciousness, reality will reflect it back, including the uncertainty, including the hot and cold, including the I'm sure, I'm not sure, including the, oh yeah, I really want this. I'm not sure I really want this. It will get reflected back. So what you have to do is make your mind up. And I love that phrase, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because we talk about making our mind up, but when you really think about that phrase, what we're doing is we're making our minds up. We're up-leveling the story that we want to experience, and then it's a lot easier to stick to that story because we've up-leveled it. We're not looking at things as they are now. We're not going, maybe I'll have that, maybe I'll have that. No, we're actually creating a vision. We're going up in our mind. We're going up the stairs of our mind and our imagination, and we're creating this amazing story for ourselves, amazing situation that we want to experience. We're making it up. We literally make it up. And by up means you're up leveling from your current reality. So you have to step it up. It's a lot easier to get certain about something if you make it really amazing. So you have to use your imagination to create this incredible story, this incredible scenario, this incredible experience that you want to have in reality. You have to go up to make that, like up in your imagination, like really step up. Step up your stories, step up your thinking, step up your scenarios that you're building in imagination. Really make your mind up and then stick to that story. It's a lot easier to stick to a story that's amazing than it is to kind of going, maybe this or maybe that's in your current reality. What is it that you want to experience? What would be the ideal scenario? If it's with a specific person, imagine yourself in the ideal scenario, like really step it up. Make your mind up, make your relationship up, like go up. As in, you have to go into your imagination and create the most amazing situation for yourself, the most amazing story, and you make it real with your spiritual senses, and then you hold to that story, you stick to it, you make it up, and then you stick to it, and you play that scenario out over and over and over as many times as it takes for you to develop the conviction that it is already done. It's now, it's happening, it's done. You don't have to worry about it. Now there's a gestation period where reality will eventually catch up to this manifestation that you've just created, and it will reflect it back. That's how the game works. You have to first make up your mind as to what you want, really up-level your story as high as you can go, like make it as awesome as you can, color it in with your spiritual senses, and then hold that story and allow your reality to catch up, remembering that there is often a lag time. There's a gestation period, like everything. Pregnancy is the best example of that, that when you're pregnant, there is a gestation period of 9 months before that baby comes into the physical world. It is the same with manifestation. The thing is, we don't know what the timing is with our manifestations. That point of conviction is really important. When you've made your mind up as to what you want and you've lived it in your consciousness, you've created it, you've colored it in with your spiritual senses, it's now real, you know it's done, you can get on with your life knowing that reality has to reflect it back, because consciousness is the one and only reality, and reality is the reflection of consciousness. Make it so awesome that of course that's what you want. Of course you're going to stick to that. Of course you're certain about that. And then stick to it. Please remember that you are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you. Assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you. If you would like support with making your mind up and making up your stories so they're so awesome so you stick to them, I am available for coaching. You can find all those details in the box below as well. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you. And thank you so much for all of your comments. I really do appreciate them. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.